What's good, YouTube? I'm Nova.
And I'm Quasar.
And we're the Chronomaly Kings. Alright, for this video, we're going to be showing off some side deck options for you guys to use in the next format. This format, if you want to say it.
So, starting off, we have Thunder King Ryo. This card is really good because it stops both players from searching their deck. The only way they can add cards is by drawing them. Also, if your opponent were to special summon a monster, you can tribute this card and then negate the summon.
So fucking nuts.
Card's pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah, it's rounded. Alright, next up we got Max C. This card's really good. Anytime your opponent special summons a monster, you can discard this guy and draw a card. So it's nice because it can shut your opponent down because sometimes they just don't want to give you that many pluses. Or
you just get free pluses off of all of their special summons if they just want to keep going off.
Yeah, if they keep going off, then you just keep getting a board.
Alright, next up is Flying Sea. Flying Sea completely shuts down Xyz summoning.
Yep.
So if you know your opponent's playing an Xyz heavy deck like Teller Knights, as soon as they summon that Altair, you just drop that onto their field, and then they're screwed because they can no longer Xyz summon.
Yeah. So it usually shuts them down. Moving on, we got Effect Failure. Basically, during your opponent's main phase, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can discard this card to negate that effect. He's really good because if your opponent's monster has an effect that's a cost, they still have to pay the cost, and then
the effect is negated. So
it's generally really good on that. So.
Alright, moving on, we have a spell card here, Shared Ride. This card's really good because for every time they search their deck and add a card from deck to hand, you get to immediately draw a card. So if you know their deck does heavy searching like Necros used to do, but now decks like Pepe are coming out and they search heavily. Odd Eyes is a really good search heavy deck. Yeah, so all these decks rely on searching, so chaining this to their first search will just give you more pluses.
Yeah.
Or you might, again, similar to Maxi, just want to like
shut them down and not let them go off anymore.
So yeah, there's always that option. And before we go into traps, we will also want to say that MST is also a decent card you can side deck if you aren't maining them.
Yeah, if you're not maining the 3, at least side the rest. Because you never know when your opponent will just have a ton of floodgates and you just need them. So, anyway, moving on to traps. We're going to start off with Mistake. Basically, this card means that neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them.
So it's essentially the trap version of Thunder King.
Yeah. This card is insane. This card's insanely good just because it doesn't allow decks that search. Especially, it's really good in decks where you're playing where you don't rely on searches too much. Because then Mistake is really good.
Alright, next up we have Royal Decree. This is another floodgate that just shuts down all other traps. It's a trap version of Jinzo.
Yeah. It's actually really good if you're playing. If you're not really playing that many traps, you usually either main it or side it.
Yeah. But against decks that are trap heavy, this card's really good.
Yeah. Alright, moving on, we got Imperial Iron Wall. This makes it so that no cards can be removed from play. So instantly shuts down
Infernoids,
and Cosmos.
Yeah,
those are two big name decks right now. That's just insane. So, moving on.
We have Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. This card shuts down dark type monster effects on field and in graveyard. So Burning Abyss and then Shadal's, they got shut down when this card was activated. There's also Light Imprisoning Mirror, which does the same thing for light monsters.
Same thing for light.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, and moving into the last card, last but not least, Anti-Spell Fragrance. This makes it so that you have to set spell cards before you use them.
And you can't activate them the turn you set them. And since you're not allowed to set pendulum scales, you can just simply shut down any pendulum deck.
Yep, it's ridiculous like that. Anyway, guys, remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.